Hi, Paul. Welcome back to Ventthis. We're here again. You can't get rid of us. We're always going to show up, and we love it. And I'm here with Paul. Hi, Paul.
Chrissy, how we doing?
I'm doing okay. Just got back from Vancouver visiting relatives. It was a blast. And but you know what? I have to get this off my chest.
What do you got?
I'm on the 10th freeway. We know everybody knows we're in California. And I'm driving on, minding my own business, driving the car, whatever. And out of nowhere, and by the way, I don't complain. I'm not a complainer.
Says this podcast host.
Right.
To be clear.
I listen. Yeah.
I mean, there may be a little, there's a difference between a complaint and an event. I think event is something you're seeing, if we all agree. A complaint is like, oh, how come my soup is cold at the restaurant?
There you go.
I think we vent for the common good, just to clarify, because it would be very similar. Anyway, sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Right.
So you don't complain. Okay. You're not a complainer.
Yeah. So, and I'm not a whiner, whatever.
No.
So I'm driving along, doing my own thing. Out of nowhere, this motorcycle, I swear to God, I only noticed it when it was right by my door.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, if I just happen to swerve, how sometimes you swerve a little bit. I would have hit this guy. There's got to be there should be like a honk, some toot toot, something to let you know this guy's getting close. Cause I feel bad. They just appear out of nowhere unless you're constantly like looking in the rear view mirror, or the side mirror, you don't see them.
I think it's very sweet of you, Chrissy. I think it's very sweet that your frustration is rooted in his best interest. I have the same frustration with the lane splitting bikes, but it's not that I'm concerned for him at all. These guys, I think they're the worst. Because
agreed.
These guys, they'll come through, they split even when there's no space. They get pissed off at you. And what drives me nuts is I know I have no repercussion in the situation. If this guy gets pissed off, he could punch my rear view off. Yeah. He could kick my fender. He can do whatever he wants. And then he's out of here. I could never catch him.
I know.
Never. I've got this big bulky car. We're clearly in traffic. He can weave. He's gone. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not going to have his license plate.
I know.
But I'm going to be stuck with a damaged vehicle.
Yep.
Because this guy decides he's better than everybody else and doesn't have to sit and try. Like, I don't know. These guys piss me off. One time, I'll tell you something. You want to hear something dark? This is dark and it's beyond us. So, I'm a stand-up comedian and I spend a lot of time in clubs.
And a stand-up guy.
And a stand-up guy. Why, thank you, Chrissy. For two people who have only been seen seated, I think we're both pretty stand-up people. But one time a comedian said this thing one time. He was an LA comic. We're in LA. And he goes, hey, you know how these guys, these motorcycle guys, they weave and they just piss you off. They freak you out, and all this. They're very stressful. And we're all like, yeah. He goes, well, hey, here's a piece of good news. They all die. And I was like, what? And sure, he's going way too dark, but he's like, just in case they ever piss you off and you're sitting there in your car being like, man, I'm so annoyed and there's nothing I can do. Just take a little bit of comfort knowing that guy's dead. Whoever he was, he's dead. Like whenever it was. Yesterday, he's dead. Like they all die. And I was like, man, that's darker than I like to go. But it made me feel good to know there's someone and a room full of people who reacted. We're all pissed off about the lane splitting bikers. So,
and they get so close.
It's so close.
They get so close. I get so nervous. And then when they're right there, you go, oh, because you don't hear them until it's right there.
And they give you a look of judgment. They're looking at you, like they're here in the high superior court. They're sitting a little higher than you. They're the ones who are passing you. And they literally actually look down on you to decide, what if you didn't see them and you stayed in your lane, but you moved toward their side of your lane? In their mind, you're an asshole. You're trying to take them out. In your mind, like you were saying before the show, you're just changing the radio. You're just checking your phone. You didn't leave your lane. You didn't do anything dangerous to other cars, but to Biker Joe over here.
Yeah.
The only thing they give us, Chrissy, and tell me if you've gotten this, maybe sound engineer Gary, I'm curious. How about when they give you the little two finger, how when you see one coming, Gary knows, he's nodding.
I've never
When
seen that.
Okay, well, you're a woman driver. But anyway, so it's
Oh no.
but all right, so try this, Chrissy. Next time you see one in the rear view, and I know we're talking about it's when they surprise you, that's the worst. But sometimes you see them coming. So say they're coming up behind you on the right, then which I think is the worst way to pass, actually. You don't want to pass on the right, and they all do. Anyway, you may lean a little bit to the left of your lane, right? You kind of give them a little wider berth, if you will. Sometimes when they see you do that, yes, Gary, holding up a note, it's a thank you. They'll give you this, like what they do, they drop their left hand down by their hip and they'll give you like a little peace sign, a little drop down peace sign with their
Wow.
hand point as it goes from like 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock with their
Oh,
wrist. And it's their way of being like, right on, bro. You looked out
okay.
for me and I appreciate it. And it's like when a black guy calls you bro. You know what I mean? It's sort of special in its own way.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, cool. I'm now one with the men of the bike. Like you kind of did this like when a dog you feel like it understood you or something. You've crossed into a new
Yeah.
social plane. So that's kind of nice. Except for when it's awkward too, though is when like you didn't even mean to roll over. You just happened to give them a little space without meaning to, and they give you the two fingers and you didn't even deserve it.
But I don't I've never seen that, but I'm going to look out for that now.
Women don't get it because they kill the bikers. That's who killed the bikers. It's women drivers, usually
I'm going to kill
driving on
you
like their
soon.
husband's ID or some wacky thing that, whatever you do at the voting stands. Um,
Oh my God. I think it's vent time. I think we should hear our first vent.
I told you I
I'm
have a
going to kill
migraine. I'm
you.
not making any sense. I think I'm getting delirious.
Let's hit it, Loretta.
What does it take to bring in your trash bins after they are emptied? Can you believe people leave their bins on the street for days after the trash collectors empty them? It's freaking ugly. I saw a squirrel climb into one, and it had a hard time getting out. I tried to help it, but when I got close to the bin, it jumped out and used my shoulder as a springboard to run away.
Oh,
I can't get near a trash can anymore. I swear it's PTSD. People, it's not that difficult. You brought them out, now bring them back in. Signed, Trash Bin Patrol.
wow.
Mm, mm.
That's disgusting. Disgusting. I don't like squirrels. I think
Oh,
I don't.
oh,
They
they're
destroy all
adorable.
the fruit. They mass produce overnight. They're
Oh,
everywhere. Ah,
Chrissy, you don't like squirrels?
no. They sort of remind me of rats.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a thought one time that I didn't realize also came from Inglorious Bastards. I don't know what year, which one came out first. I was sitting in Union Square in New York City one day, and I saw a squirrel walk by, and I caught the tail from just the right angle. That bushy tail is actually really thin. There's not a lot of hair. If you see it from the right angle, it's not as bushy as it looks. You can see right through it and just see that little wiry tail. And I was
Oh,
like, oh, wait a minute. It's the same tail as a rat. It
yeah.
really is. They're just better dressed. And I realized this is why people like squirrels more because they're just like a rat, but they dress better and they hang out in nicer places. And that's very true for any social group whatsoever. People are going to judge you on how you dress and where you hang out. It's the truth. If you're a rat, you have no fur on that tail and you hang out by like trash bags and, like in corner crevices, people don't like you. So there is something to be learned from them. But I kind of like that the squirrel didn't mess with her or him, whoever it was. The squirrel knew he was in trouble. He needed help getting out, ran up, bounced off the shoulder, but didn't like bite the neck like some psycho or anything. If
No,
your
but
intent was to
still,
help the squirrel, what are you freaked out about? You helped the squirrel. The squirrel said thank you.
by accident. Yeah.
Well, he didn't bite you and give you rabies or any crazy thing. You know what I mean? I, I would,
You know,
I'd be freaked out, but I would like for that to happen to me.
but that's the byproduct of this. It's these people who don't bring in their trash cans, which, by the way, because they smell disgustingly, that invites bears. It
Holy
invites,
shit. Bears?
yes, I'm not kidding. Bears and mountain lions, they all snoop around.
Good Lord, Chrissy,
Probably
you
the,
live in a
wait a
great
second.
rural environment.
The squirrels are probably the front men. They probably go check it out, right? They
Wow.
go, oh, there might be something in here. They go back to the bear colony, and the mountain lions will go, hey, go to that house. There's something in there. I
I'll
don't
give you
trust.
some solace on that. I think that whenever they got back with information for the bear or the mountain lion, they would find they'd been duped into becoming a snack for the bear
Yeah,
and or
that's
mountain
true.
lion. I don't see this being a symbiotic relationship with any longitude, um, any length of time. I'll say this, and I like that our listener, which is a perfect venter. This is our people. Someone who's pissed off by
Yeah.
something that doesn't have to bother them. Uh, yes, it's nice that the neighborhood looks clean. Everybody puts their cans out at the same time on the same day. Everybody pulls them back in. What I would offer for advice to help get these cans off the street, get a dog. Get a dog. And what you'll find, I know in my neighborhood, there are people who leave their cans out a little longer than others. That's where dog owners put our poop bags. It's right where we put them. We can't wait to do it. We love it. We're like, because when you walk your dog, you got to pick up the poop with a poop bag. And then you're just walking the whole walk with this poop bag until you get home. You see someone who left their trash can out, you're like, oh, right there. And sometimes I'll have like, not like poop baggers remorse, but like poop baggers courtesy. And I don't want to be the first bag in the trash. Like if someone, they're going to come get an hour because that poop's going to be there all week.
Ah,
I'll glance in just to make sure I'm not the first bag of poop. Always, Chrissy, 7, 8 bags of poop.
oh
7 or 8.
my God, really?
An immense pile of bags of poop. And I have a buddy who lives right on the street. I live in an apartment. I'm not, blue-blooded enough to own a trash can. I have to share a dumpster with the downtrodden. But he told me that he is in a hurry to get his trash cans in. He's on it because he doesn't want the bags
The
of poop.
poops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if that'll give somebody a deterrent to bring their trash cans in, great.
Dump some poop in whatever bothers you, whatever it is. I don't know if it even has to be trash cans. You got, just maybe make that a rule of thumb. Throw some poop at it. There are people, as we live in LA and there are different social categories here. There are many people who they don't even touch the trash cans. Their gardener does it.
Oh,
When you get to Brentwood, the gardener does it. And I've even seen signs posted around the neighborhood of services who will come to your house just to take your trash cans
Oh,
out and put them away. Do you know
come
what kind of a
on.
bougie prick you have to be to hire someone whose only job it is to come and pick up your trash can and then put it away?
No, no.
Just live in the real world.
Yeah.
Go get your trash can, put it away, have a clue. Because, I mean, how out to lunch do you have to be? Everyone else put theirs away.
I'm with you.
How
We're with
much-
the venter.
We're with the
Hi,
venter.
Paul.
Poop in the trash can is the
Poop
key.
in the trash can. Remember that, venter.
Yeah.
But it's
Ideally
got to be in the
dog.
bag, right? It can't you're not gonna. It's got to stay in the bag. They're not
No,
gonna.
we're not. We're civilized human beings. Yes, you can use feces as a means of negotiation, but it's got to be well kept.
Okay. Well,
Come
you never
on.
know.
We're not
You never know. Rip that
savages.
bag and let the thing just fall out. I don't know.
One time a guy.
Is this
I
a
don't know if I've
feces
talked
story?
about this. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, actually. But no, listen. One time I was walking my dog. We hadn't had her that long. Well, maybe like a year and a half. And this guy, I'd seen him walking his dog many times. He's never looked at me. I'm a social guy. I look for eye contact. I give a nod. We don't have to talk and exchange lives, but I mean, I just want to know that you saw me, I saw you, and we're not going to kill each other. There's just a subtle nod of social decency. And Gary gets it. It's just, that's it. It's just a
Yeah.
nod. And that's how society flows. This guy never gave me a nod, never really looked in my direction. One day, I'm a little hungover. I'm wearing a hoodie at like 1:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. And my dog poops. I go to throw the bag in a recycling bin. So not the black trash can. Here in LA, the trash cans are black. The recycling bins are blue. Are you guys getting the baby crying? I just apologize if not. Anyway, the recycling for like paper and cardboard is blue. And then green is like lawn trimmings. Let me just grab this baby. Yeah, I'm right here. It's all right. So anyway, so he sees me throw the bag of poop into the green lawn trimmings bin. And he says to me, first time we've ever spoken, he goes, oh, hey, you can't put that in there. And I just turned to him. Now, like I said, I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm hungover on a Tuesday, midday. I'm clearly a degenerate. I'm not a high-flying member of society. I'm not probably a very reasonable person when it comes to matters feces. So he says this to me, and I turn to him and I go, poop is not recyclable? I said, in fact, I would argue it's probably the most recyclable substance on the planet. That's what I told him in real time. And he goes, no. But because it's in a bag, it can't go with lawn trimmings. They have to empty out the whole truck if you do that. And I'm thinking, is that the world you live in? You live in this neighborhood. Your house is worth at least $1.5 million minimum. You have $1.5 million asset, and you're dumb enough to believe that the city of Los Angeles would dump out an entire truck of trimmings because one guy threw a bag of poop in with the friggin' trees. You shouldn't be allowed outside without help, was what I wanted to say to the guy. And I just said, yeah, I think it'll be all right. And I walked off. But in my mind, I'm thinking, the balls. Not even balls. Imagine the stupidity of somebody who says, well, here's a guy, I've passed him for 1.5 years, never said hello. Now, the first time I ever speak to somebody who he deems to be, not smart, apparently, and I'm dressed like I'm ready to explode, and I have a bag of poop in my hand. You're going to start an argument with a guy who's holding poop in his hand? Definitely. You know what? Like the city would notice. Exactly. Yeah, Gary's right. They're not going to sift through to make make sure it's a shit-free truckload of leaves. They don't do that.
No,
There's a lot of people who say they don't even really recycle or any of this other shit. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. But I threw my poop. I recycled poop. That's what I thought I did. And that's what that was my final answer. I walked off on it.
I kind of forgot, Paul, where we went with that. Well, I kind of lost track. What
was the point of the war of 1812? What was what initiated? What was it? Chris, we can't go all the way back. And that's my way of saying I don't remember either. but it was nonetheless, solve your problems with poop.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. It was about putting poop in trash.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It'll work.
Okay.
Gary, I think this is a rabbit hole. This is a trash hole.
This is a
it's turned into a real trash hole topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Loretta, we've had enough of this.
Help us, God, Loretta, please.
Put on your raincoats. Here's the new letter. My coworker, who I'm working with on a project, spits when he talks. I'm sure he is aware of the problem, so I do not want him to feel uncomfortable because he knows I can see it. This really isn't a vent, but should I tell him not to worry about him spitting all over the place? Signed, Spits a lot.
Does he not have to worry about it? You work with someone who like, whoa. Wait, she's getting spat on by a man while he speaks regularly because they work together, and she's concerned about him being offended?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess she was going to tell him that or not going to tell him that he spits.
You know what? Here's what you could do. You start off and you say, hey, buddy, I wanted to, I feel like we're such good coworkers. I wanted to get you a gift. I got you an 80s VHS or DVD of the movie Turner and Hooch. So have you ever seen Turner and Hooch? And when he goes, "Oh, I think so. Was that about the dog who had the saliva that flew all over the place and made the whole movie really uncomfortable to be watching on TV, let alone how Tom Hanks must have been covered in that spit?" Yeah, that's the one. Wow, what made you want to give me that gift of all things on planet Earth? Well, I don't know. Do you have any ideas why I would get you that gift about a dog that spits a lot? Do you know why?
Okay.
And then he goes, "Yo, I got this condition since I was a kid." And you're like, "Oh, so you know." And you're like, "Yeah, okay, I do know." And then next week you come in and you bring him a DVD or a VHS of The Silence of the Lambs. And
What's
then he
that going to
goes,
do?
"Wait, what you got me Yeah, the movie about the crazy guy who the only way anyone could feel safe around him is if they taped a ski mask over his face so that he was completely
Jesus.
covered across the face when anybody was near him. So they felt safe." Yeah, I got you that movie. I don't know.
Okay, Paul. So your theory is your approach would be to tell him that he spits a lot.
Yes.
Unlike what the Venter said, she's doesn't really want to offend him. But I don't know how he doesn't do something about that. Like I've never seen that. Uh, but you're stuck. The guy spits when he talks, and that's the end of it. What can you do?
All right.
Wear a raincoat and put an umbrella open while he's,
Yeah.
standing next to you. Come on.
Some goggles.
Yeah,
Just put on some
goggles.
big goggles like you're on a game show. Uh, maybe it's the New Englander in me, but I think the part of the beauty of busting balls and doing it correctly, breaking balls, is somebody knows that you're not mad at them, but you're just being real with them. So I think call him Spitty. Like, "Hey,
Give him a
Spitty."
nickname.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
see.
hey, who was that swimmer? Greg Spitz? What was his name?
Yeah,
Mark
yeah. The
Spitz?
Olympic swim. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Spitzy. And then he's gonna be like, "What'd you say?" And be like, "Oh, dude, I'm getting covered over here. Like it's raining. Like it's a goddamn tropical storm. Holy shit. You got a guard for that thing? Like, are you thirsty? Do you need some water? Like, just bring it up."
Okay.
And then
All
maybe no
right.
one else ever has. And then, he's got to be on the spectrum. He's got to be a little bit of the tism. If he's been, he's an adult and he's spitting all over you so much and doesn't even know,
He's got to know.
he's got to know.
Because he's got to. Yeah. I don't know what to tell the Venter. You got a problem with that
Address it.
person, but just address it. Agreed.
Yeah.
Just say something and go, look, I'm not offended, that I'm soaking wet with a brand new suit. So don't worry about that. But just, let him know you're aware of it so he doesn't feel uncomfortable. You have the cutest baby in the world.
She had her foot
The
in her
people
mouth.
who
I wanted you
can't
to see that.
watch us on YouTube, we're seeing Paul's cutest little baby
sweet
girl.
pig.
She's adorable.
Oh, the little peanut.
Oh,
But yeah, it's got to be addressed. So I think bring it up. I would love to know, actually. I think this is a perfect opportunity for a follow-up vent, a venter check-in. Let us know what the reaction is. Cause like we're curious. Are you afraid? Like, is he like intimidating physically? Is he your boss? Could he fire you if this goes south? Is it like the boss's like retarded son or some shit? Like what is it? Or are you is this a new thing
yeah.
to broach?
You know what? You could do one of those, like look up in to the ceiling, like keep looking, and he'll say, "What are you doing?" I'm like, is the sprinkler on?
Chrissy, I love it.
Did the sprinkler
I
just
love
come
it.
on?
I love it.
That way you'll go, no, there's no water coming out. Oh, well, where the hell's all this water coming? Oh, you can do one of those.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Ask him if he likes that expression. "Don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining." Yeah, well, don't spit on my face until I have to wonder if it's raining. Like what the hell? What are you doing to me here? I thought we're supposed to work together. I don't work for like a competing company. Like I thought I thought we were cool. Or go balls out and just start peeing on his foot. And when he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" No, when he says, "What are you doing? Why are you peeing on my foot?" You go, "Why are you even spitting on my face for the last 6
Jesus,
weeks?"
Paul.
Wait,
It's time for the next vent. This is ridiculous. Loretta, hit
first
it.
get the ski mask and get the Turner and Hooch, and then pee on the foot. You're right. You're right. We don't start with that. Of course, we're not savages.
Loretta.
Great podcast. Love listening to the letters and you guys. Here's my vent. My fiance and I went to visit his parents during Christmas, and we brought all our gifts with us so we could open everything up in front of them. My husband says, "Okay, this gift is from Beth." That's me. He opens the gift, and the first thing out of his mother's mouth is, "My son doesn't need exercise equipment. He's in perfect shape. Why would you buy such a thing?" My fiance is in great shape and loves this kind of stuff, so that's why I got it for him. But my fiance didn't defend me, and at the time I felt so dumb. We later worked it out between us, but his mom could have ruined our relationship with her remarks. I want to hear what you guys think of this situation. Signed, Rotten Future In-Laws.
Well, first of all, that is one long vent, man. That was a long one.
Oh, I was right there though. I was right. I mean, like you got it right. I mean, were you in that room where they were opening the gifts?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. She painted a picture for us. Beth. What do you think?
Beth.
What do you think?
I think she's got a mother-in-law that doesn't know her boundaries, and that's a problem in a relationship. So either she tells Joe, the boyfriend, the husband, were they married? I don't remember. Were they married?
The guy and his mom?
No. I think she said
like
future rotten in-laws. Yeah, they're married. That, honey, you got to tell your mom she's got to put a filter on because this is going to create issues. So, what do you think?
I think they're Persian, is what I think.
What? What are you talking about?
Maybe Armenian. Listen, I've been in LA too long. Because here's the thing. You nailed it with the boundaries. The mother is jealous of the relationship. The mother feels like her relationship with her son is going to be destroyed because he has a new relationship with his girlfriend or wife. She's an overly possessive mom. She coddled him. He still loves it. He loves it. He can do no wrong in his mother's eye. And that's why he didn't argue back, because he doesn't have the balls. This is actually a really bad situation that she's in. The mother feels competitive with the wife for his attention and his affection. She doesn't accept that there can be two different relationships. This is like an Oedipus Rex kind of thing. This is shit. This is real shit. The son is going to have to grow up now that he's 30 and they're married. The growing up he should have done at 12, he's going to have to do now. And it's very late. It's probably not going to happen. This is going to suck forever. The mother's always going to be a pain in the ass. Always. She was looking for that opportunity, looking for it. And
Dr.
she always
Roseberry
will.
just took it. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It's tolerable. You know what I mean? Like they're married. They've been together long enough to have gone through dating and then through the engagement. You know, this isn't new, but this is an example of something that she's been used to for a while. Realistically, it's never going away. That I would say, to have a conversation. I don't even want to call him the husband. I want to say the son, because he's more of a son than a husband, I'm hearing. He's got to be clear with his mother. He has to make the boundary that you're talking about, Chrissy. He's got to say to his mother, hey, look, you made my wife feel uncomfortable. It's not the first time. I think you knew what you were doing. And if you weren't, that's fine. We're all friends here, but you got to be clear. You're not going to mess with my wife, make her feel uncomfortable. If so, we move far away and you don't see the grandkids. God damn it. That's the leverage point.
For God's
That's the leverage
sakes,
point.
Paul.
That's the leverage point. That's it. Gary gave the big slap. No, ultimately the son has to take control of the situation. He's going to stand up. He's got to be a man, because the mother will rule him for as long as he allows her. And she likes the power. She gets off on it. So he has to take control, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Once the mother understands her position, she'll fall into place. Because
Dr.
ultimately, that's
Roseberry?
what every mother wants, is to know she raised a great son. And when she sees the son's a leader, she'll naturally, it'll chill her out. It may take once or twice, but it'll chill her out. And worst case, she's like, hey, you don't cut this shit out, you're not going to see the grandkids.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And then she goes, yeah, well, your grandkids are never going to get a college money inheritance from me because I have more money than you. Then he falls back into being a little wimp and you're screwed. You're totally screwed. It's imperative that he has more money than his mother.
Oh,
otherwise, you got to start over, marry someone new.
You've taken this.
Sorry,
what happened?
Screaming baby.
Oh.
She's being a little.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of, Dr. Roseberry, took it to another level, but all I think they should do is have a discussion, talk it out, let the mom know where they stand, and that's the end of it. Not to threaten them with the grandchildren, for heaven's sakes.
Hey, I didn't say you have to throw bags of poop. And, that's been a theme we've visited many times in this episode. I didn't say it gets to that. None of that. No feces.
Yeah, why don't you buy her a squirrel?
It's a no bullshit is what it is. He's got to get rid of the bullshit. This is a feces-free environment.
Oh, God. All right.
Chrissy, can you do that with your foot? You see Sweet Pea putting her little foot in her mouth? She loves this right now.
Oh.
She's 6 months yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Vienna.
Yeah. And that she cannot keep that foot out of her mouth. She's like a little monchichi.
So sweet.
Anyway.
No, it's time for the comments. Thank God.
Bring them on.
Yeah. Let me start with the comment. We hope we helped our venters. Paul sometimes goes a little crazy, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We sort of need that too. All right. Comment number 1. Ooh, these are long. My comment is about the episode where the guy said he could play every sport and the girlfriend discovered he was faking it.
Yeah.
I say, girl, dump his faking ass because he'll only fake more, about everything, including the bedroom. What? I don't get that.
Wow.
How do you fake it in the bedroom? But
well, you could be lying, assuming there'll never be a ruler.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Paul.
I don't know.
Again, you took it to another level.
Me? I'm trying to make sense of our twisted Venter. I don't think the Venter should have gone that far. I don't know. I'm trying to give him an out. He's a loyal listener. He's writing in, which there's a big difference between a listener and someone who's proactive with our shows. I like this guy. I want him around. So I'm trying to give him an out. He's talking about measuring, and he is right. I mean, if the guy's going to bullshit, it's going to be bullshitting forever. So no, he's definitely
right. It's a she. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a woman.
If it's a
You're
she.
Right. We don't know.
That was a dude.
Yeah, I think
that was
right.
A guy. Is it crazy to say? I think that was a black guy. Like black guys are very
girl. Would a black guy say "girl dump his faking ass"?
Yes.
That sounds like a woman would say that.
I don't know. I could see again with the comics. I know which comics I could see saying that. Dump his faking ass. Yeah, that's a brother. That's a brother. All right. And then takes it directly to the bedroom. That's a brother.
All right. Moving on to comment number 2.
Yeah.
That vent about women with hairy underarms.
Ugh.
Why is it okay for a man to have it, but not okay for a woman? If it isn't okay, why is it there? Okay, that's a tough thing to answer.
No,
but I know why.
That.
Huh?
What do you got, Chrissy?
No, I was going to say the reason there's hair under your arm, female or male, is it kind of regulates body temperature.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's okay for women to have it. This particular venter said he didn't like women with hairy underarms, but no, that's his choice. But I think you want to have a hairy underarm, go for it. Braid it, curl it, whatever you want to do.
Dreadlock.
Dreadlock. Why not? Yeah.
But the reason it's okay for men to have it, if you want to know, ask women, because that was my point, is that it is as unattractive to men if a woman doesn't shave her legs as it is unattractive to women to see a man who does shave his legs.
Yeah, you said that.
It's physiology. Who the hell knows? But just ask yourself. Just ask, who do you want to have sex with? If you're a woman asking this question, do you want to sleep with a guy who has shaved, totally
No.
clean armpit. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of bizarre.
No. And not only that, if the guy I'm with shaves his legs better than I do,
Oh,
that's a deal breaker.
very competitive.
Very competitive. Okay.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
one more comment. Let me see where it is.
We're
Hold
kicking
on.
butt.
Here it is. The vent where the guy showed his hairy belly behind the counter and the girl got disgusted when she saw it. I say either leave a note for him to buy extra, extra large or to shave his belly, or the customers will walk in looking the same way. LOL. Okay, that's kind of a weird comment. Like you're going to have the customers walk in with showing their bellies? I
Wait.
guess to let them know that they don't like his belly. I don't know.
I
It's
like to
weird.
leave a note. I like the leave a note. I
Yeah.
like, back in the day, Chrissy, businesses had, you remember they had the comment box.
Yeah.
And the comment box was a great piece of society. And I can't help but immediately think this is also when we had a little more sense of social decency, a little more fear of shame. Just the other day, I was talking with somebody about, and I think we've talked about it on here, how like if you bounce a check at the grocery store, they would post it up for everybody to see. I think a comment box, even a digital version, if that's where we are now, a QR code, let us know how we're doing. I actually wanted to start a business doing this called Comment Rocket. I thought it'd be a great idea. Rather than have people go on Yelp and talk shit, you can intercept some of the negative feelings of your people. And that would be a perfect one. Hey, I really like your restaurant. I enjoy the food. I think it's gross that on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, Jeff has a fat, hairy belly that's out near my bagel. I don't know if there's hair in the bagel, but I feel like it's going to happen one day. God, I would love to refer you to more friends if you could just ensure that Jeff's fat, hairy belly hair didn't get in my bagel. I wouldn't need so many Tums after I eat here. I get freaked out and it stresses me. I would tip more. If he could just spend some of the tips on a longer shirt to
Or a
cover
razor.
that hairy filth belly. And just use a lot of adjectives. Really, adjectives drive that shit home.
Well, that concludes another kind of a raunchy episode of Ventthis, but it was fun. So right, look us up on YouTube and call us and leave a vent at 570-2535. If you see us on YouTube, you'll see Paul's cute little baby. Oh,
Yeah, she's teething.
Just so cute.
She's teething, and she started chewing on my thumb. I can really feel the teeth coming through.
Oh,
I get it. I get why she's getting upset these days.
So
Chrissy.
yeah, so you go to our Instagram, Ventthis Podcast. We're on TikTok. Just leave us a voicemail. You can write one in. You can call it in. You can text it in. We love you guys. And if you want to sleep, you have a hard time sleeping, turn us on. We'll put you to sleep sometimes.
Fall asleep to us. And actually use the new feature on YouTube. I've been using it quite a bit. I really enjoy it. There's a sleep timer now on YouTube where you can actually set, that if you're going to sleep with an earbud or something like that, your phone, YouTube will shut off after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, you decide. So we're a great podcast to fall asleep to. Because either
exactly.
you just don't really give a shit and you think we're just background noise. That's fine.
Yeah.
Or we get you so worked up that you're amped. Well, that's not for you, but
like they say, white noise, blue nose, red nose. We're red noise.
yes, Chrissy, we're red noise.
Excellent.
When shit's about to hit the fan. Oh, we ended it with feces. I didn't mean to do a call.
Oh God.
Oh, put that in someone's trash can.
Well, it was nice chatting with you, Paul. Nice seeing everybody.
Good to see you, Chrissy. Good to see you. Sound
Until the
engineer
next
Gary.
time, bring your trash in.
Sweet penis
Bye,
as you
Vienna.
go.